Board of Supervisors organizational meeting to order, please. Madam Clerk, may we have roll call?
Dale Schlueter.
Here.
Jesse Betcher.
Here.
Tweed Schuman.
Here.
Stacy Hessel. Jason Weaver.
Here.
Mark Helwig. Tom Duffy.
Here.
Marshall Savitsky.
Here.
Brian Bissonette. Michael Maestri. Chris Rusk.
Here.
John Righeimer.
Here.
Ron Kinsley.
Here.
Ron Buckholz.
Present.
Ed Peters.
Present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. May you note that we have a quorum. Please rise for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, certification of compliance with open meetings law, please.
This meeting has been noticed to the public and news media as required by section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statutes.
Thank you. Number 5, oath of office. Your Honor, Judge Yackel, please come forward.
Congratulations to everybody on being elected to the board. If you would all stand, please. So when I administer the oath, I'll just say "I," and then all of you say "I," and then you can all state your name. So please all raise your right hand.
I,
Having been elected
having been elected
to the office of County Board Supervisor,
to the office of County Board Supervisor,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully
and will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of said office
of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so before we do election of officers, I would like to take this moment as a moment of silence to honor previous Sawyer County Board Chairman that has recently passed, Mr. Hal Helwig. He was board chair, Mr. Kinsley, how long?
14 years, Mr. Chair.
24 years of service, 14 years as board chair. So if you wouldn't mind, we'll just take a moment of silence for Mr. Helwig and of course, Mark. Okay, thank you. All right, moving on then to election of officers. Mr. Duffy, we've asked you to preside over this, sir, please.
I will handle that. I can do it from here, I guess. First thing we'll do is we'll accept nominations for the position of chair. To be put on the ballot, you'll need a nomination and a second. So at this point in time, we'll open nominations for the chair of the county board. Stacy.
I'd like to nominate Ron Kinsley for chair.
Okay, do we have a second to that?
Mr. Chair, I think according to our rules, we don't need a second for a nomination.
You are correct.
Sure, okay, so there's Ron Kinsley's been nominated. Any other nominations?
Tweed Schuman. I nominate Tweed Schuman.
Okay, so we have 2. Any other nominations? Any nominations going twice? Any other nominations going 3 times? Nominations for chair are closed. So we've got ballots that we'll hand out.
You have a pink ballot for this. There'll be silent ballots that we'll be collecting, so vote for your nominee of choice, and Lisa and I will be collecting them and tallying them.
And then do we want to wait till we find out who the chair is before we do the election for the vice chair? Or do you want to do the,
Yeah.
okay,
normally
we'll wait until we get the chair's results.
Okay, so then you can make it. For the results. vote with a different color.
So is it on the,
Are you going to tally with me? The
Yeah,
one?
yes, okay.
Please, so let's go tally it. Count, or-
you can announce.
Okay, we have 7 for Tweed Schuman, 6 for Ron Kingsley.
Okay, so Tweed's appointed or elected the chair. We'll move on to the vice chair. Any nominations for vice chair?
Ron Buckles.
One nomination for Ron Buckholz. Any other nominations?
I nominate Jesse Butcher.
One for Jesse Betcher. Any other nominations? And one for Dale Schleter. Any other nominations? Any nominations going twice? 3 times, nominations are closed. So we'll do the vote.
Okay, we have 5 nominations, Ron Buckles, Dale Schleter 4, Jesse Betcher 4.
So Ron Buckholz is the, oh, if it's not 60%, then you have to go down to the final 2 then. So we've got a tie for second, so we have to vote for the second person first. So it'd be between, yeah, Dale and Jesse for who else would be on the. So you're voting for the other person to run against Ron for vice chair. You're voting for the second person. Ron's in as one of the finalists. So you're voting between Jesse and who else are they saying?
Dale.
And Dale to run against Ron.
Alex 7, Jesse at 6.
Okay, so it'll be Dale and Ron for the position of vice chair. We'll vote one more time.
Yeah, wow. Really efficient, ladies.
I think
We have Ron with 7, Dale with 6.
it's just like in the chair. It's the majority. As long as you're over the 50%.
And we do have Rebecca Loper on the phone. If we have that.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Duffy.
Yep.
Congratulations, Mr. Buckholz.
Carry on, Mr.
Honored to be
Truman.
returned as chairman. Thank you, Tom.
Yep.
All right, moving on then. Number 7, meeting agenda. The meeting agenda has been presented. Number 8, public comment. I know Mr. Marotek, Sheriff, you would like to say a few words.
Mr. Chairman and fellow board members, congratulations to your seat here tonight. I would also like to just mention, the chairman mentioned about Hal Halwig. Today we laid him to rest, and a man who contributed so much to this community. Many years on the board, he served on the school board and civic organizations that are too long to list. If one's contribution to wealth was serving the community, he's probably one of the richest people we ever knew. And thanks for recognizing Hal, and he will surely be in our hearts, and we'll have the family in our hearts and thoughts as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Okay, anyone else for public comment? Alex, anybody online? All right, moving on then to number 9, approval of meeting minutes. We'll start with letter A, March 17th, 2022, county board minutes. Entertain a motion. Motion by Mr. Kinsley, second by Mr. Peters to approve our meeting minutes of March 17th, 2022 as presented. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Letter B, county board meeting minutes of March 31st, 2022, special meeting minutes. Motion by Mr. Buckholz, second by Mr. Schleter to approve our March 31st, 2022 county board meeting minutes as presented. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Letter 10, Board of Supervisors welcome and procedures. It says PowerPoint. Madam Clerk, do you want to take this, please?
Sure. We're going to be doing a slightly reduced version of this since our presenter couldn't make it tonight. So we're going to refer the resolution and voting sections to a future training with WCA. So what we have in the first part here is Alex puts them up on the board. We hope. Well, I can use my paper copy until we get the PowerPoint up. So you all have this copy in your packets as well. It's gonna, I believe you do. Or at least the new folks might have it. In any event, I'm going to email a copy of this to everybody tomorrow, so we can use that if we have to. There it goes, it's up on the board. So on the first couple slides, or the first slide, what we have here is just a hyperlink to the printable Sawyer County directory. All the names are going to be updated on this directory very soon. So you'll be able to find your information there and also direct visitors and community members to this site. Along with that, we have the supervisor policy and procedure manual that's also on the web, also emailed to you, but there's a hyperlink here if you want to have a quick reference to go to and review policies, procedures, committee information, etc. Next slide, please. Robert's Rules of Orders. All meetings of the county board shall be conducted under Robert's Rules of Orders. I have a link here for the full document. You have a shortened version or simplified version in your packet, which is yours to keep, along with a card from WCA. That's just a quick directory on Robert's Rules of Orders. Okay, next. Walking quorum. It's just important to remember that a walking quorum is considered one more than half of the membership. So as you go out into the community, just be careful to exercise caution regarding a walking quorum, especially at committee level and outside activities where county board members are present. Next. Code of Ethics. All supervisors are expected to conduct themselves according to Sawyer County Board of Supervisors Code of Ethics, a copy of which is in your policy and procedures manual as well. There's just a snippet here on the screen. Next. Compensation is according to board policy, board rules. You do have a hyperlink on your iPads. For those of you who are new, we have iPads for you for use. You can have this hyperlink directly for the form that fills in your voucher on your iPad. So as of now, or as of about a month ago, we went to an online form of submitting vouchers. So if you need help with that, we can certainly help you on your first couple ones. It's a very short, easy form. I don't think anybody will have a problem. If you are unable to attend a meeting, please let the chair of your committee, whichever committees you are assigned to, let them know. Email works just fine. If you can't get hold of them by phone, email is fine. You can also email the county board or the county administrator or the clerk. Next. WCA, Wisconsin Counties Association. This is an association we are a member of. They are one of the go-to places we use as an association to get information on policy and procedures. They have a lot of training information, one of which you have a little tiny slip of paper in your packet. When you find that, please return that one to me by Monday. That is indicating your interest on attending the September 18th through 20th WCA conference. Next. And again, here's the link to their website. There's a complete list of training of events. As I mentioned earlier, we will probably have a more professional full training on policies, procedures, resolutions, et cetera, from WCA when they send one of their folks here for us. We usually do that once a term. And meeting packets. This one tonight is quite brief for the agenda, but each time you have a committee meeting or a board meeting, you'll be receiving an email with the full agenda and packet of information so you can prepare for your meetings. There's also, every time we have an agenda, you can find it on the website. So I encourage you to go out to the website as well, get familiar with trying to find that information so you can tell your constituents where to find it. It's also the first place that's updated. We often update information between the time it's posted publicly and then get further information to add to the packet. So that's going to be your most current packet available. And of course, this is just a link of what you're going to be finding when you go out to the website. To access your packet information, also at these links here, you're going to be able to find the video of every meeting as they are recorded. IT puts those out as soon as possible after the meetings, committee and board. And we also upload all of our minutes to this same link area as well. Next. Electronic communications. As a publicly elected official, any recorded communications you make regarding county business are subject to public records and open meeting laws. So just pay attention as you write your communications that they can be reviewed. To facilitate your communications, we have provided you with an official email address. Everybody has already been using those, so please use that as your official mode of communication. iPads, I just briefly mentioned that as well. You new folks, I think we have some up there on the table, so we'll send those home with you tonight. And they are your responsibility. You get to turn those back in when and if you leave the board. Those are wiped clean and sent on to the next board member. You can also use those iPads for personal activities. Just keep in mind that under our county information technology resources policy, your iPad cannot be used for any illegal or illicit business or activities. Next. All emails must be retained according to open records laws, saved for 7 years. So though they may become cumbersome, please keep all emails. You can start a folder system. We can certainly help you try to organize that so that you can get off on the right track, but keep all those emails using your sawyercounty.gov email address is required in order for county IT department to do any kind of searches and backups. Let's see, email has become a very common method of contacting elected officials. A link to the county board email address can be found on our website. Again, as people start to contact you, you can refer them to our website for contact information for other officials. Social media, we all have way too much experience with social media. They are fun, but they can also be dangerous. Just keep in mind when you're on social media, you want to act as an individual, not a county board representative in your communications to the public. Social media smarts. Set up a separate one from your personal account. Just make sure that you don't use that crossover with county board business. Treat it like you're talking to a newspaper. Be careful. Questions?
Any question?
Look at new expense culture. Where do you find that? It's on the website now. See if I can pull it up.
Okay, that's a good point.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, we're getting away from paper, correct, Madam Clerk? Right on.
Yes, we are. In fact, yes. Short answer.
Yes. Yes,
I know
Mr.
Cindy
Buckles.
sent out emails to all the supervisors on how and when and where to do that new voucher.
Yeah,
While Alex is looking for that, could I
Alex
make,
will look for it. Yeah, I think we'll do it next week because it's not on here. Correct. Thank you. All right, then, Madam Clerk, elected county board packet that you just explained that, or do you need to go through that?
oh, the documents?
Yes.
Yes, that would be great. In your packets, some of you have more material than others just because of the amount of time you've been on the board. You also have a mailbox. Every one of you has a named mailbox in the hallway by the county clerk's office, and we encourage you to pick that up, information up regularly. Certainly before any committee meetings. If you are not coming to committee meetings or board meetings in person, please send a designee because it does start to build up in there. Just pick up that information in the mailbox. And then in your packet, you have some forms that we have to collect tonight and others that you can give to me on Thursday. So I put a note in there on which ones have to be delivered tonight and which ones have to be on Thursday. The rest you can take home for your information. One of the pack information in there, I think, is the WCA conference and a survey. The yellow one is the survey. WCA wants that information back fairly soon, so I think it's a fairly short survey that you can return tonight if that's possible. We'll stick around to help collect papers afterwards. Do you have questions on anything in the packet before? I don't know how much you want me to go through it, Tweed.
Yeah. Mr. Rusk or Mr. Righeimer, do you have any questions on the packet? Or Mr. Savitsky?
We need that one tonight. We also need the yellow one tonight and your oath of office tonight. And the little one, yeah, the little one would be great. If you know otherwise on Thursday, because we have to make reservations is all.
And has everyone turned in your committee requests? This Thursday evening, we're gonna assign committees, so we would like to have those.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I've been looking at, but it's not. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any luck with that form, Alex?
Yeah.
You can pull that up, but
Yeah, I need to update the website. The link that's still out there still goes to the old paper
Okay.
copy.
Okay.
But this is what the new one looks like. So the top box, your first name, middle box is your last name, your bottom box, which is kind of hard to see on the screen, is your district number. So I'm just gonna give Mr. Weaver's here first and that. This is what the inside here looks like. It's fairly self-explanatory. There is the edu meeting.
Yep, right.
so do you click add committee meeting for every meeting then?
Mhm.
Okay,
Payroll has requested that they're filled out as often as possible, just so that they get in on time.
okay, any questions for Alex or Lynn on this?
So this is for mileage and meetings.
Yeah. What about Madam Clerk, number of hours for a committee meeting? Is it, if it's under 2 or 3, what is that rule?
I would have to refer back to the,
4? 4 hours? So if it's under 4 yet. We've been there. Oh, yes. Thank you, Ron. Does anyone have any questions about when the committees meet and how often, or have you researched that? Marshall, are you good with that? Jason?
Times. We are able to call in for virtual still, correct?
Correct. Yep. And then a courteous call to your chairman of that committee if you're not going to attend. How about you, Mr. Righeimer? You're good? Mr. Rusk? Okay. Mr. Bissonette? You're good? You're, yep. Okay, anything else, Madam Clerk? Guess we've kind of talked about the elected county board packet. If there's no other questions, then we'll go to reports, conferences, any other matters for discussion only. Anybody? Yes, Mr. Betcher.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I could request that we get a photo with the newly elected board members. I know we didn't do one in 2020, and now we have, some of those members are no longer with us and others are.
That's a great point.
I have a cell phone.
We're missing two tonight. Mr. Helway again, Mr. Maestri. Okay. Would you like to do that tonight, Mr. Betcher, or you want to wait till Thursday night?
Well, Thursday, if there's a chance.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance.
Then, there's, colors.
So now you have a warning, Mr. Weaver.
Thank you.
It's photo day. All right, anything else for discussion only? Madam Clerk, are you good?
I am good. I will be here, as we said, to collect papers if you have for what you have done. And then, of course, the clerk's office is open 8 to 4 between now and, of course, Monday, when we're hoping to get the rest of the information turned in. That'd be great.
Yep. And our new county administrator starts this coming Monday. And what about the finance person, Madam Clerk?
We're not sure. The latest conversation was possibly not until July 1st. However, they were hoping he could come spend a little bit of time here and there with Mike before he leaves.
Right. And then for the new supervisors, Madam Clerk, how often are they paid?
I only submit, I don't receive the checks. I'm assuming maybe monthly?
Every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Our new supervisors have any questions?
I have one for you.
Yes, Mr. Weaver.
I see that we have the WCA district meetings coming up. Do we have a representative on that?
We do.
Oh.
And if you want to attend, you certainly just let me know. And I think it's held at the next week. It'll be held at the Holiday Inn Express meeting room. Very informative. There will be people from Madison there. And yep. Okay, anything else? If not, we're all adjourned. We'll see everyone here Thursday evening, 6:30.